Probably a good thing that we stayed back, because there's like 7 or 8 deer right here. 2 small bucks, like really small, and they're fighting and raking sagebrush and stuff. And this lost calf elk came through just mewing and mewing and mewing. She went across the sagebrush and kind of spooked the deer for a minute, but they're calm now. So we've got some small bucks here, and then we've got a decent buck on private land that he's nowhere close to the boundary, so we're probably going to push up, get on top of this next hill and see what else we can find. So from what I can tell, we're the first people this direction. There's no other hunters behind us, so that's looking good. Just need to get lucky. Deer for a couple days. Elk are so freaking big. Even a big mature cow. It's like, God, they look like 3 times bigger than a deer.
Gorgeous morning, guys. This is like some of the best weather we've had. It got super cold last night, a little overcast, 0 wind. This is to me anyway, feels like mule deer killing weather. But we're seeing a bunch of deer, a bunch of bucks, kind of the same bucks we saw yesterday. We're just looking for that one new buck, the big buck that rolled in last night, checking does and wants to party. You know, we're looking to party. We just need a deer to party with. Same plan. I mean, we're just glassing. That's the name of the game out here. Really the name of the game anytime we're mule deer hunting is to cover country and glass. Only thing different is we have limited country to cover, but we're going to glass this up for a few more minutes, then we're going to go up this canyon. We really haven't been up yet. It's thick, but I feel like there could be a big deer hanging up in there. Anyway, Eric and Matt are kind of north of us on some public. They're hiking into a spot that's actually a pretty good spot. We've been into it before, so we'll see what happens, guys. It's only day 3. We've got 2 more after today, so we're not even halfway done with this yet.
Matt just spotted a good buck, so we're gonna try to look at him. He's tall. I don't think he has much of a forks, but he's really tall. He hasn't turned yet. We're gonna try to get a look at it through the scope. The best buck by far we've seen on public. Is he? 4-point with some does. Nice buck. Decisions. Double throat badge, he says. Oh man, he's pretty buck. Right inside his ears, so probably like 23. Let me show you on the phone. Yeah, we're just barely cresting this ridge where we're starting to see a bunch of new country that nobody else has really touched, and just got up in these pines, and there's a group of deer down here in these pines. Pretty good form. 4-point best buck we've seen. He's a pretty sweet buck. They're just staring at us. Whew. I'd love to find that next level, but he's a cool buck. Super cool to see him just on public ground with how slow it's been for us, but we're gonna take a look at him. Glass the backside of this canyon too, but I think for now, just gonna have to pass for now.
Give you a little update. Let me tell you what time it is of the day, so you have a perspective. 9:04. Seen quite a few deer today. Seen some new bucks. Man, we saw a 4-point back here that's like borderline. Another dark horn one up here that's like borderline. There's been some good rut activity. The two best bucks though are definitely ones we saw the very first 10 minutes of glassing. Just haven't ventured over here yet. So we're contemplating some strategic ideas to maybe coax them over to the good side. I have a grunt tube. Casey has a Khmer deer and some rattling antlers. They've shown just all kinds of super ready behavior. They're like circling each other, tracking does, lip curling, raking trees. It could work. They're only about maybe 100 yards tops from our boundary of property. Just need to figure out a way to invite them over, have a second look. But they're definitely the two best bucks we've seen so far. Big tall G2s. They were kind of identical in a lot of ways. One of them has a little lighter cape, lighter antlers. Other one's just a touch darker. But it's been a fun morning. It is cooler. The wind laid down. Overcast. The deer activity's been strong. 9 o'clock in the morning and still a bunch of stuff moving around. So we're going to keep glassing for a little bit, but we may end up giving that a whirl.
That's a good sign. We're getting in them, and this thick stuff we just jumped. A little 3-point or something ahead of us. We're just trying to get out of this bottom to get some elevation so we can glass, but some deer tracks on this hill dropping. Now rub a little further and we're gonna be able to glass. Probably just hold tight and glass all the snow patches and all the timber. Looking up. Got a couple does. Finally got some elevation, and we got a couple does right here on public. You would always hope that there's a buck with them, but for what we've seen, it's kind of, you can't really count on it, but you'd think there's a buck somewhere close. But the one's just out of our view. There's two does. No buck yet. Well, I'll time check for you guys. It is now 9:11. Oddly enough. That's crazy. I'm sure you guys remember that day. But we just made it to this little knob we're gonna perch up on for a minute, eat some snacks, get some lunch, and glass a lot of this timber. We've been seeing deer, but does and like tiny bucks are with does. So I don't know what's going on. I think we're just gonna have to turn up a giant buck like in the timber somewhere, because they're not coming out to play quite yet. The rut, like I said before, is just super slow. So we got some big slopes to our north, and we got some cut up woods, meadows, downfall, a lot of down timber here to glass and pick apart. So we're gonna hold tight all day, and not hold tight all day, but we're gonna stay out here all day and glass from here for quite a while. So let's See what we can turn up. Checking the gram. It's 1:42, and basically all afternoon we've seen a doe and a fawn that got pushed out by another hunter. Super dead, so we moved down in elevation to watch this canyon, and now we're eating snacks. Nutter butter. And looking at the old Instagram. You guys should follow us there, you know, if you don't. At Hushin. Put up a lot of stories and posts, but that's the one thing that we always struggle with is like giving away the full hunts on Instagram. Some people like to just watch them play out on YouTube. Let us know what you guys think. If you follow us on multiple platforms, do you want to just watch YouTube without knowing the end, or do you like to see current updates on Instagram and then later see the full video? Let us know.
Is that the other good one?
No, it's a smaller 4. That's the way the wind's going.
Towards us? This way?
Where's that, Brian? That's good. So we're gonna try our hand at rattling some deer. The deer are just off the property we can hunt, not too far, about 100 yards. So come with me. We needed some antlers, so I went on a hike earlier, just so we had something to rattle with. I found this one. I was like, well, we need 2 to rattle, so I kept looking and I matched them up.
Whoa, dude, that's a big one.
So yeah, just kind of, you know, living off the land, but it's okay, right? It'll work for rattling. Just found him way up that canyon, but we're gonna go use him to kill this buck. No big deal. Jeez. We have made a plan. Now we're gonna go, execute the plan if I don't shut my leg in the door first. So we're gonna try to sneak as close as we can. It kind of opens up, and then there's a hill, and that's where the property is, and they're just over on the other side. We're gonna get as close as we can and see if we can, hopefully we can see deer. When we start rattling, we'll know if they can hear us or not. So that's the plan. You guys like it? Leave a comment down below right now. Pause the video, pause. Give us your odds of if this is gonna work or not. We have a rattling antlers, we have a grunt tube, and I've got this thing. I've had this since I was probably 12 years old. This is a come here deer. Okay, I'm gonna do a fawn distress, or maybe just a doe bleat. We're gonna make some deer noises. I've never tried calling deer in. The last time I tried using this, me and my dad, we watched a video on it, and all the deer come running in, so we're like, yeah, that's gonna work. We went out deer hunting, we blew it once, we had some deer below us, we blew it and the deer ran away. So I've never used it again. It'll be fun to try. I'm good with you shooting deer.
I'm good with you shooting deer.
All right, so we're
pretty diplomatic. I have a tendency to kind of always pass the buck. If you're like, no, man, go ahead, you do it. So sometimes it's hard to make a decision of who's going to carry the gun and try for it. So what better way than just to flip a coin? Right? We're all on the same team here.
Okay, so heads you win, tails I lose. Go ahead. Tails, I lose. You won.
That's not... Did you guys catch what he said? Heads, you win. Tails, I lose. He's a real dummy. All right, Logan, call it. You tell me the rules. Who's carrying what?
Okay. Casey shoots the buck if it's heads. Brian shoots the buck if it's tails. We got a Jefferson nickel.
Casey's heads. I'm
Brian's
tails. Ready?
Heads.
You. Casey's heads. Brian's tails. Get your gun and shoot the
All
deer.
right.
Alright, guys, update time. Nothing good to tell you. So slow. No deer have been moving all day. We've got some does that are bedded, and we've been able to kind of use them as a reference, and they've just been bedded all day. So I've glassed this sagebrush hill like 30 times over the same stuff and come up with nothing. So I think we're really relying on last light, hoping that at that last hour of light, deer start moving and start coming out to the open to feed. Because stuff like this, it's nearly impossible to hunt. We've been glassing stuff like this on the other side, but we're not seeing much. So that's kind of what's going on. Pretty slow, trying to stay positive and everything, but we thought today with the cooler temps and the overcast that these deer would be just a little more active, and they really weren't. So Anyways, I hope Brian and Casey are having a little better luck than us. It's going to be like a last light thing, and then after that we're going to have to hike out of here in the dark. Pretty good push, probably about 3 miles in here. That's what OnX says anyways. So fingers crossed that at last light something happens drastically. I mean, we're just not even seeing like many bucks at all. The one you guys saw this morning was by far the biggest one we saw, and he was just barely on private. Anyways, that's all. So we're out.
Well, we got as far as we're gonna get. It opens up. I have like no covered eyes. But what sucks is when we were making this plan, it was super calm, no wind. Then we get over here, it's kind of breezy, so the sound of the antlers rattling might not carry that far. But Brian's gonna sneak up on this hill so he can hopefully see to where the buck was at. And me and Logan are gonna go ahead and set up here. So I think our chances are going down, but there's always a way. You just gotta find a way.
Dead zone, man. It's like, I don't know, hour prime time left, and it's like nothing's going on. I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but we were committed to the canyon. Saw one doe. Decided for the next hour we're just gonna make our way back to the truck slowly in glass and really try to get lucky. It's gonna be thick blowdown almost the whole hike out. So I mean, even you glass all these deer on the private and they have no big bucks with them. Weird. Late rut, I guess. I don't know. Big old 2-point right down here in the bottom. Just staring at us like 150 yards. You say you had a doe?
Yeah, there's a doe in front of him to the right somewhere.
About game over, like 10 minutes left. Looking for a Hail Mary. Well, there you have it. That's our day hunt. Don't need to tell you how it went because you already know. But now, load up and go get dinner. That's something to look forward to. Those guys have salmon and I think some wild game. So something's going down for dinner and it's going to be a good one again. So head back, connect with those guys. The last text I got from them was it was super slow. So I'm not going to get my hopes up. They probably had a pretty mellow night like us. So that's it. Back to camp we go.
We're inside your tent at 10,000 feet. Nothing like a bow beating camp.
I'm going to bed. We're watching Randy Newberg's YouTube channel right now, getting motivated for mule deer hunt. So, I'm going to bed. These guys are staying up.
Away from where Randy.
See ya. I'm going to bed.
Nighty.
Bye, guys.
Night, bro. What's our plan tomorrow?
We're gonna split up. We're down to 2 days. 2 days left, but like we've said for many years, we'll continue to say, last day is better than the first. 4th and 10, bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, tomorrow's just, it's not 4th and 10.
No, we're middle of relief tomorrow. You know, mid innings,
like,
but
you know,
we are running out of time.
We're
So-
like 2nd and 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna split up.
Yeah.
We're gonna glass and cover more country, and hopefully collectively, one of us can shoot a buck, and at least get one of the 3 tags filled. Super optimistic, high hopes. It's been fun. Been seeing some deer. Just looking for that deer that just like gets you fired up. We've got 2 of them identified. We just haven't had a chance at them yet, and maybe we can find a couple more. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching through Best Season Yet 3.0. We appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow morning.